On. 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 Talking about public transport or open space vehicles where you can stand or move around. On a bus. On a bus. On a bus. Example, I was on a bus when I saw my old friend from school. On a train. On a train. On a train. Example, she enjoys reading a book while traveling on a train. On a plane. On a plane. On a plane. Example, we had a delicious meal on a plane during our flight to Paris. On a boat. On a boat. On a boat. Example, we spent the whole afternoon fishing on a boat in the middle of the lake. On a ferry. On a ferry. On a ferry. Example, we crossed the river on a ferry. On a ship. On a ship. On a ship. Example, he worked as a chef on a ship for 5 years. On a tram. On a tram. On a tram. Example, tourists love riding on a tram to see the city's landmarks. On a subway. On a subway. On a subway. Example, it's faster to commute on the subway during rush hour. On the metro. On the metro. On the metro. Example, she listens to music while on the metro. On a motorcycle. On a motorcycle. On a motorcycle. Example, he felt the fresh air while riding on a motorcycle along the coast. On a bike. On a bike. On a bike. Example, she goes to school on a bike every morning. On a horse. On a horse. On a horse. Example, the cowboy looked confident on a horse as he rode across the field. On a camel. On a camel. On a camel. Example, they experienced desert life by traveling on a camel. In. 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 Talking about private or small vehicles where you are inside an enclosed space. In a car. In a car. In a car. Example, she was sitting in a car waiting for her friend to arrive. In a taxi. In a taxi. In a taxi. Example, we got in a taxi and headed straight to the airport. In a truck. In a truck. In a truck. Example, the workers loaded the goods in a truck before leaving the warehouse. In a lorry. In a lorry. In a lorry. Example, He spent the whole day driving in a lorry across the country. In a van. In a van. In a van. Example: the kids were excited to travel in a van for the school trip. In a helicopter. In a helicopter. In a helicopter. Example: the reporter flew in a helicopter to cover the breaking news from above. At. 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 Talking about specific transportation locations, where you are waiting or arriving somewhere. At the bus stop. At the bus stop. At the bus stop. Example: I met my friend at the bus stop before heading to school. At the train station. At the train station. At the train station. Example: she was waiting for her parents at the train station. At the airport. At the airport. At the airport. Example: we arrived at the airport 2 hours before our flight. At the taxi stand. At the taxi stand. At the taxi stand. Example: there was a long queue at the taxi stand after the concert. At the ferry terminal. At the ferry terminal. At the ferry terminal. Example: passengers gathered at the ferry terminal before boarding. At the subway station. At the subway station. At the subway station. Example: I lost my wallet at the subway station yesterday. At the gas station. At the gas station. At the gas station. Example: we stopped at the gas station to refuel the car. At the ticket counter. At the ticket counter. At the ticket counter. Example: he bought his train tickets at the ticket counter. At the parking lot. At the parking lot. At the parking lot. Example: I left my car at the parking lot near the mall.